My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of the Shawshank Redemption. And this will be a spoiler-filled review, so if you haven't seen it, go and watch it, then come back and watch this review because I will be going in depth. Now, everybody loves this movie. Everybody calls it a masterpiece. It is the best rated movie of all time on IMDB. So whenever that happens, you're just like, well, does this movie deserve that number one spot? And this movie absolutely does. It's every bit as good as everyone says it is. It is the quintessential prison movie. You watch a movie like Jurassic Park, and that's the best dinosaur movie that ever will exist. You watch Jaws, and you're like, that's the best shark movie that will ever exist. And you watch Shawshank Redemption, and you're like, this is the best prison movie that will ever exist. It does everything a movie like this should. It shows you just how brutal and awful this life is, but also how you get used to it, and yet you still have to hold on to some sort of hope, and how the relationships inside can make it a better place. And I just feel like it added every bit of depth and nuance you could give a story like this. And when it shows the hard, brutal side of it all, you really do feel the impact of it. That first night of that guy breaking down in tears, it's such a small moment, but you feel the weight of it. Like, it really does settle in that this is the rest of your life. You won't ever get out. You won't ever know a life outside of this again. And just trying to process that, you can feel just how it really affects these men. And how you want to have hope that one day you'll be out and you'll be a free man, and how that hope can be so difficult to hold on to. And how even if you do get out, you're a changed man. You've lived so much of your life behind bars. And how this life that you've been hoping for might not be what you've wanted it to be. And just the fact that they're willing to show every side of this with so much complexity just highlights the strengths of the screenplay. And I love the way this movie handles Andy. I think the opening hooks you immediately, and for the majority of the movie, you're unsure if he actually committed this crime. And just the fact that there's so much doubt and possibility that he could be innocent just paints this in an even worse light. And just how much he gets beaten and just pummeled, and he still finds a way to hold on to hope, and how he tries to give that hope to everyone else. Whether it's something as small as playing music through the speakers, or making a deal with the guards to make his co-workers, as he called them, getting them beers. Like, that one moment is just pure movie magic. Morgan Freeman's narration, everyone drinking a beer on the roof as the sun is beating down on them. It's such a perfect moment. And you understand the impact that this character has on everyone there. And the friendship he forms with Red is legitimately moving and one of the best movie friendships ever. I also love the fact that you see him form a relationship with the warden and the guards, the people that you think he might want to impress. But every time he has a chance to screw over that relationship to help the other inmates, he does so. And it just makes for such perfect storytelling and such an easy character to root for. And I always say that I like the depressing endings in movies. I like it when a movie ends on a note that just lingers with you and makes you feel a bit uncomfortable. And some movies need that depressing ending to really stand out. But I'm so thankful that this movie went in the feel-good ending because it is so desperately needed. This is one of my favorite endings ever. Not only do you got that amazing reveal that Andy was making a tunnel throughout his entire time there, but also the fact that he gets his ultimate comeuppance against the warden and guards just makes it all the more satisfying. And when you think it can't be better, you've got Red, who goes to that tree that Andy told him about. He finds out where Andy is, and the two friends reunite. It is such a perfect emotional ending. And I love how just before that, you're unsure if Andy has given up on hope and is going to kill himself, or if he's escaping, and that just makes the reveal all the more satisfying. And for someone who does not like narration in movies, this has the best narration ever, and it doesn't hurt that it's done by Morgan Freeman, who has one of the best voices ever. And on top of that, this is Morgan Freeman's best performance. He's absolutely incredible here. He just plays this character so perfectly. And then you've also got Tim Robbins giving the best performance of his career. I think he plays this character so well. And like I said, the relationship that forms between the two of them, you buy into it because the actors just bring that level of acting into it. You also got James Whitmore as Brooks, who's not in the movie a ton, but the amount of depth they were able to give this side character is unbelievable. He gives an extra layer to this movie that is desperately needed, and I think the actor sells you on it. You also got Bob Gunton as the warden, who you just love to hate. He's such a despicable person, and when he does get his comeuppance, it is so satisfying because, man, you really hate him. Then you've also got Clancy Brown, who I grew up hearing his voice all the time in the Justice League TV show because he voiced Lex Luthor. So actually seeing the voice have a face to it, it's a little weird for me, but I still think he does a great job as the asshole god. And then you've got Gil Billows, who plays Tommy, and I just love everything the movie did with this character, how Andy was able to mentor him and help him out, and it just shows the effect that he had on the people around him. So this movie has got some amazing acting behind it. It's got a perfect script with so much depth and nuance behind it. There's real emotion present. I think it ends in the perfect manner. It is very well directed by Frank Darabont. It looks incredible. The cinematography is by Roger Deakins, and you can just tell. I love Thomas Newman's score here. This is a movie that excels in just about every way. If I was to have one nitpick about it, is that I do wish that maybe they put some makeup on the actors to make them look like they're aging. But that is such a minor nitpick. It doesn't affect my enjoyment at all. This is a movie that deserves every bit of love it receives. So I'm going to go ahead and give The Shawshank Redemption a 9 out of 10. Some movies just live up to the hype, and this is one of them. But have you seen The Shawshank Redemption? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon, and Gavin out.